Well, when it comes to television quiz shows, Jeopardy is one of the best of all time. Recently, we took our cameras for a behind-the-scenes look at what makes this popular show tick. Here's 10 at 10's Keith Mecca.
This is Jeopardy!
Jeopardy, a show with amazingly deep roots, is certainly standing the test of time. 10 years on network TV, then a decade off the air, Jeopardy was revived in the early 80s. It's now in its 22nd year in syndication.
I knew it was going to be a good show, but I had no idea that it would be a good show that would last a number of years.
The very familiar face of Jeopardy, Alex Trebek, admits in the early years back on the air, he was worried about the show's future.
Then all of a sudden we caught fire. We reached out and touched a lot of people all across America and Canada.
Clark Kent.
Correct.
32?
Yes.
Who is the Pope?
Which one?
John Paul II.
You got it.
You can learn from the show. You can take something home with you every day from this show.
When you watch the show, you are almost forced into playing along. You can't watch passively.
The Jeopardy crew can't either.
In the middle of a game, I'm playing along with them. I'm trying to pick up information too.
All right, Alex, thank you, ladies and gentlemen.
Before each taping, Trebek greets the studio audience, and then the show is ready to roll.
One. Alpha.
Shelley, pick again.
And before you know it, this very fast-paced half hour is almost over.
What are roses?
Who is Achilles?
Mojo Jojo.
That's right.
Of course, we're all familiar with that music. It signals Final Jeopardy, perhaps the most nerve-wracking part of this whole game.
Precious metals is the category for final today.
Final Jeopardy often decides who wins and who loses.
Harry Friedman is executive producer of Jeopardy. He says some contestants wither during that agonizing 30 seconds.
And we've seen people pass out. We've seen people, just absolutely fall apart on camera. It's a lot of pressure.
The answer is the second longest running game show in television history. The question, what is Jeopardy? Believe it or not, the game show has enjoyed 32 seasons on the air. Tonight, 10 at 10's Keith Mecca shows you all the hard work that goes into each show.
And now, here is the host of Jeopardy, Alex Trebek.
But well before it gets to this point on taping days, a lot of work goes on behind the scenes.
Joel, do me a favor, would you set us up for Final Jeopardy?
Hello, Nebraska. I'm Kevin Gums. Watch me on Jeopardy. I don't think it'll interfere with the Huskers game, but if it does, flip over any.
Won't matter. They won't be in a bowl game. This air damn here in January.
Arm those lights and don't anybody ring in yet. Oh, God. You just had to be first, didn't you? Yeah, there's always one.
Download exclusive ringtones and wallpapers. It's all here at Jeopardy.com.
Would you go assume my position? Watch how he does this, too. But before we start the show today, the other thing is speak up nice and loud so everybody can hear you. We will hound you all day today, especially during rehearsal.
Rex, we found out so many fascinating things about yourself. Why don't you tell the audience? That's enough. Thank you very much.
Playing Alex Trebek in rehearsals is Glenn Kagan. He's the senior contestant coordinator for Jeopardy, and as you can see, he has a lot of fun playing the part.
All right, everyone, and welcome back to the dating game. Leslie, please tell us.
It's just a fascinating experience. It's a great job, and it's a lot of fun to hopefully make somebody's dream come true when winning lots of money.
Tomorrow we'll show you prepping for the show from a new contestant standpoint. You're minutes away. What's going through your mind?
I really, really hope I don't make a fool of myself.
Well, if you're a fan of the game show Jeopardy, then you probably know it's hard not to play along. But what's it like to be an actual contestant on the show? We sent 10 at 10's Keith Mecca to California to find out.
Let's meet today's contestants.
But by the time taping begins, contestants have already put in several hours preparing.
Maggie will be all over you. I can't hear you. Energy. Speak up. Just like that. And you can hear Maggie a million miles away.
And he's giving the contestants a briefing about how the entire process of the game goes.
When you see that light, ring in and get comfortable with that. Get used to hitting that lockout device a couple of times.
The timing of those buzzers, it's really hard to pick up sometimes.
Try to play fast. Once you get a correct response, get back up to a category and a dollar amount. Please go quickly.
Learn again.
What are the eyebrows?
Correct.
Beauty tips 400.
As you can see and probably already know, Jeopardy moves along pretty quickly. To prepare for the real thing, all the contestants go through a run-through to get used to the pace.
Back to Bob again.
What are eyelashes?
That's good.
A in history for 800.
Is it a little nerve-wracking as the day goes on?
Yes, definitely. I think by the end of the day, it's like, oh, when am I going to get on?
What do you think of the competition?
I think I can take them.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That's the only way to go.
Exactly.
This is Jeopardy! Show 4901, VTR date 10/18/2005, air date 12/26/2005.
Once rehearsal is over, the audience files in and gets instructions. This is where contestants really start feeling the heat.
Today's the day, and this is where the rubber hits the road for.
So you're minutes away. What's going through your mind?
I really, really hope I don't make a fool of myself. All of my family is going to be watching, and I just really don't want to have to hear it for the next 30 years.
I just want it to go fast and have fun, and hopefully the nerves won't be too much.
You can find out how they did when these episodes air in late December.
He was the host of game shows like Wizard of Oz and High Rollers, but it wasn't until Alex Trebek took over for Art Fleming on a game show called Jeopardy that he gained worldwide fame. Tonight, 10 at 10's Keith Mecca takes a closer look at this game show icon.
Here is the host of Jeopardy, Alex Trebek.
Alex Trebek has been hosting game shows for decades, but it was Jeopardy that made him a household name.
Here we are 22 years later, and it has been a most pleasant surprise. We finished the taping day around 5 p.m.
During commercial breaks, Trebek answers questions from the studio audience, but then it's time to get back to Jeopardy, a show he's truly proud of.
You see people from all walks of life being rewarded for the right reasons, because they're doing well.
Alex Trebek is arguably the best game show host going right now, perhaps of all time. But for these folks here, he's also one of the greatest guys to work with.
He's not just somebody you see on camera. He actually is very nice to us.
He's a little looser off camera.
Spanish proverbs for 1,000.
Answer. Daily double. When I'm doing the program, I come off as someone who knows a lot about many subjects.
But Trebek also admits he's not perfect. Any embarrassing moments that stand out during the 22 years on air?
Oh, sure, there have been a number of embarrassing moments, usually when I blurt out a response before I've gone to the contestant.
Trebek says the highlight of the 22 years was the fairly recent amazing run by contestant Ken Jennings.
Ken. What's a ganglion?
Ken.
Who is Petruchio?
Ken.
What is Nolo Contendere?
Ken.
What is Footloose?
Ken.
What is Ankara?
Ken.
What's the Citadel?
Ken.
Jennings won a record 74 straight games, winning $2.5 million. Day 75, Jennings went down.
And Nancy Zerg, congratulations, you are indeed a giant killer. That was exciting. He was a wonderful contestant. He was bright. He knew how to play the game, knew the strategies involved, and he had a marvelous sense of humor.
So how do you keep the hit game show fresh for more than 2 decades? Well, the longevity of Jeopardy is by sticking closely to its roots with some minor tweaking here and there. 10 at 10's Keith Mecca reports from California.
This is Jeopardy!
Everybody recognizes the beginning of the show Jeopardy for more than 2 decades. That signaled the next half hour is going to be fast-paced with high stakes.
What is Israel?
No. Chelsea?
What is Iraq?
No. Chris?
What is Iran?
The great thing about Jeopardy is that it's got a wonderful history and tradition. People know the show, the foundation of the show. It's answers and questions and great contestants. And great writing.
Those things, of course, have been mainstays of Jeopardy, but there have been some minor tweaks that have helped keep Jeopardy fresh all these years. For example, there are a number of different new tournaments, like the Ultimate Tournament of Champions, but some of the most competitive games are when the children face off.
What is Texas?
Yes.
When they lose, they take it so hard, but when they win, my gosh, they're so excited.
One rule change made a huge difference. It used to be 5 wins and you were done. Now a contestant keeps going until they're knocked off. Ken Jennings' run of 74 straight wins last season got national news coverage.
No, I really didn't think it would become water cooler conversation, and this is when the show was already in its 21st season.
It broke a barrier in the sense that no one has ever done that on television in a quiz or game show, won that many games in a row.
Then the Jeopardy Clue Crew arrived.
Hi, I'm Sarah. Watch for me and the rest of the Clue Crew all this week on Jeopardy.
For those of you who don't know what the Clue Crew is, they're the folks from Jeopardy that go around the world searching for clues, like in Milwaukee. When a contestant asks for something like patriotic song titles for 200, it's not Alex Trebek that reads the clue, it's those folks from that location.
I'm on the Broadway set of Avenue Q. Clues from Harley Davidson tonight on Jeopardy.
Recently, 3 of the 5-member Clue Crew came to Milwaukee to check out the hogs at Harley.
To add a little dimension, to add some color, and also to bring our viewers with us on the road.
This is probably the best job I've ever had.
You can see why. So far, they've traveled to more than 120 cities around the world. So what's next for Jeopardy?
Just keep watching the show.
In Culver City, California, Keith Mecca for 10 at 10.